This is my boy Dustin. Thank you for coming out to the podcast, guys. It's the I Am podcast. Again, this is sponsored by Powerhouse and then Fresh and Fuego, my meal prep company. But we like to touch on entrepreneurship, lifestyle, fatherhood, and stuff like that. But how have you been, man?
Man, I've been good, brother. It's been good. It's been a minute since I've been here.
Yeah, I know. You've been doing a lot of stuff. I was super excited to get you on here. I had Brian on here not too long ago,
Beautiful.
and I know that you guys are
right
pretty good friends and stuff like that. But kind of just wanted to jump right into it. Entrepreneurship, background on yourself, business, kind of what you've been into. Like I said, I know that you grew up in the Heights or Whittier. So kind of just let everybody know kind of your little background story.
Yeah, man. So born and raised Whittier. Never went to school in Whittier. That's the craziest thing, right? So grew up in Whittier and then transferred in. I was supposed to go to Pioneer High School.
Okay, right there, 605.
Mom didn't want me to be around, any of the gangs and all that problems and stuff, right? So she had me transfer into Los Altos. Right, great school, good testing, safer, all that good stuff. So yeah, man, I spent a lot of time in the Heights. I feel like it was basically my home. I spent my young and adult years in the Heights, Roland Heights, Hacienda Heights, and single parent home. You know what I mean? So it was all the extracurricular activities, and that pretty much made and blossomed those relationships. I think like having my mom working so much like really made me depend on like my friendships, my outside like relationships with teachers and coaches and stuff like that. So I think it forced me to like really communicate and kind of like be in an uncomfortable like place instead of like most kids got picked up by their parents or brother or sister and went straight home. Yeah. You know what I mean? I had to like figure time out until my mom got home. Yeah. And I honestly think that's like one of the things that I've overlooked all this time as of like what made me like go explore other things. And not exploring like drugs, not exploring like alcohol, but like really made me explore, basketball. I started doing track in high school. I started doing things that I never even thought I would be a part of. Like I was part of like the Black Student Union. I was part of the drama club. So like different things that I definitely wouldn't have probably done if I was a lot more comfortable and just, going from school to home like everyone else did or walked home. If I had to walk home, it would, take me like hours. Yeah. You know what I mean? I lived
cross country. Huh?
I lived off Crossroads, off the 60.
Okay.
From Hacienda Heights.
That's a minute.
It's a minute. So I just that's basically my come up. I was raised by a lot of outside friends and family that wasn't blood. That wasn't my mom. She worked 2 or 3 jobs. So I spent a lot of time with a lot of different cultures. Okay. It was a different upbringing. Okay. You know what I mean? My mom moved here from Wisconsin when she was 19. Oh, wow. So she was the first one to just say, hey, I'm through with the Midwest. Like, I'm coming out to Cali. Got a job transfer, and she just packed up a car. Her brother helped her drive cross country, and he flew back home. And
then how long, I don't mean to cut you off, how long after that were you born?
So she was 19 then. I was born when she was 27.
Okay, so sometime after that.
Yeah, sometime after, But I was raised in like with Hispanic culture, and I was raised by a Puerto Rican family and by a Mexican family. Okay. Spent majority of my time from like 3 months old till I was 18 with them. Wow. There was times from the time I was born till, 8th grade where I didn't even go home during the week. You know what I mean? My mom was grinding. So I spent that time with what I call mommy and papa. You know what I mean? The funny thing is they're the parents of my mom's ex-boyfriend before my dad. Oh, wow. So my mom's first boyfriend in California was Puerto Rican. They dated from like 19 to like 21 for her. Okay. Never really kept in touch, but lived in the same area. She ran into her ex-boyfriend in church while she was 9 months pregnant. So it was, just caught up real quick. Like, oh my God, I haven't seen you, 5 years. Yeah. You're pregnant now, congratulations. When you had the baby boy, my parents would love to see him, and literally that was it. Like,
and they just kind of raised you from there.
3 months, yeah. They're like my grandparents' age. They're both in their 80s. They raised me.
Still super close to them?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Okay. Like, that's like...
And they live over
They live
here?
in La Habra.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I was basically raised with them, You know, I was raised on tostones, white beans and red beans and rice. Mommy doesn't speak English, so she spoke Spanish to me my whole life.
Okay.
Man, it was a different upbringing.
That's what's up, though. That's cool, man. I feel like that stuff really shapes who you are, obviously. Sure. And is it because of those things how you got into basketball and took up? I know you played a little bit of semi-pro ball.
Yeah.
Or overseas, professional ball overseas.
Yeah. Or basketball just came about just at school.
Okay.
You know, and I started at 4 years old, so I wasn't even in school yet. Just watching games. My mom and family were all Laker fans.
Okay.
No one in my family is an athlete.
So Laker shorts right there.
Yeah, Laker shorts here. Got my LeBrons on. Came in ready today. But no one in my family is an athlete. Okay. So I really couldn't tell you, how that came about. I think my mom just having it on the TV is what really,
Did you play travel ball and stuff like that? Or?
Yeah. So like as I got older, I started playing my first league was YMCA in Uptown Whittier. I was at 4 years old.
NJB, all that
NJB, and then from there, high school, you know what I mean? But I was a very late bloomer. So it was great. Like when I was younger, it was easy, man. I was fast, I was coordinated, all-star every year. But as I got older, kids started getting bigger. Yeah. You know what I mean? It started getting a little more frustrating because I couldn't get a shot off or whatnot. But it didn't really hold me back. You know what I mean? I was a very competitive kid. And then I met one of my best friends growing up. We're not as close now, but he played football.
Okay.
And we met in NJB basketball. And basically, I got his mom to keep him playing ball, and he got my mom to get me to play football.
Okay.
So I started playing football at like the age of 7 or 8.
Okay.
Over in La Mirada. So all my sports I did was in La Mirada because mommy and papa lived in La Mirada at the time. And I went to grade school in La Mirada.
Okay.
And man, football really came easy. Like basketball, I feel like the skill set, was a little harder. Like I couldn't shoot.
Like finesse almost.
Yes, yeah. I could dribble and I ran fast.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But football was like, dude, if you can just run fast and take a hit, like you're good.
You're good.
So I was good. I was good with that. I think I was better at football than I was basketball when I was younger. And like I said, as I progressed and got older, things got harder. So by the time I got to high school, I was 4'8", 80 pounds roughly. Like freshman year. So football was, I completely quit football. Yeah. And I literally the year before I was an all-star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all these kids that I'm playing
with. And that was kind of around the years, I'm assuming that Los Altos was kind of like a powerhouse.
Bro, powerhouse.
Yeah.
Powerhouse. All my boys got crazy rings.
Yeah.
All went D1.
Anybody play pro ball right now or no?
A couple of them went to the NFL.
Okay.
Didn't have like long careers, but definitely had short stints in the league, which is a great accomplishment. You know?
Nonetheless. I mean, it's hard to get in any league.
In any league, So basketball for me I wasn't just a shining star through high school. Like freshman year, I was the last one off the bench. I barely made the team. Like I literally begged the coach to like make sure I pick me through like tryouts. Everyone was bigger. I didn't play at all freshman year. And then things got, as I started to grow a little bit, I was always determined and my mom never babied me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's like, yo, if you're not playing, then figure it out.
Yeah. Why am I coming to watch you sit on the bench?
Yeah. And even then it was just like, yo, go to the park.
Yeah.
Go get some shots up. Like go work out. Like get better. You know what I mean? So it was never like a baby of anything,
Has your mom always been like that? Like that was her mindset, or
and it wasn't like she was like extra tough with it, right? She was just so communicative, like yo, like things aren't gonna be your way all the time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And if they're not, what are you gonna do to figure it out and find out these solutions to not feel this way? Or
no, I agree because I feel that's like a big factor because a lot of times parents they don't give that type of encouragement where it's not even encouragement. It's almost like a little rough around the edges. Like, hey, figure it out. It's almost like, here, let me hold your hand to figure it out.
That's exactly how it is.
Yeah.
Like I've gone back. I'm really, really close with my coaching staff at Los Altos still. The head coach was like a dad to me when I was there. Shout out to Coach Lucas. But parents weren't like that back then. It was like now I go back to games and I see like parents, like what they say and what they're yelling out to these kids, like giving them such a like entitlement. Yeah. Right? Like when your kid's not entitled to shit.
Yeah.
He's not entitled to playing minutes. He's not entitled to how many shots he gets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a part of the process. So like I I don't agree with parents that don't allow their kids to go through the process. They're always thinking something's unfair.
Oh, that's another thing. I forget the name of Jordan's trainer and Kobe's trainer that I follow on Instagram. But he's talking about giving out participation trophies.
Dude, I think that's the dumbest shit in the world. Like when we lost,
yeah,
bro.
you know, it's like, oh, hey, you get a medal for signing up. You know, it's part of the sign up program. You know what I mean?
That's how YMCA did everything. You know?
No, I think that's a bunch of shit too, dude. Because it doesn't show you that hard work. You know, you end up benefiting from something.
Basically, like, yo, if you're handing out participation, trophies, like, yo, hand me a couple thousand.
Yeah,
hand me 1,000.
Yeah,
when I don't feel good.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a week off work, but I still want to get paid. Though.
Give me a rack.
Yeah,
when I'm feeling sad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just not. It doesn't translate into the real world.
No, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So how did you fall into? I'm assuming that you played ball. I want to touch a little bit on. Did you have that entrepreneurship mindset when you were like going through high school, or is it something? I got people like that told me before. Yeah, I used to sell candy bars on the side. Like
it's so cheesy, you know, like the whole people. It's a love and hate thing for me with Gary Vee, right? Because it's not even my love and hate. It's the people's love and hate for him. Is that he's so right, like. Lemonade stands, like, dude,
Craigslist or something.
I tried that. I didn't sell any lemonade. You know, like it started very, very young. Like, my family, we were never raised in one home. My mom never owned a home until I was older. So it was like my mom, when she first came here, she met these three sisters, right? Mexican family from California. Met these three sisters. They basically like took her in, right? And I was like, they're like her, like that's my aunts. You know, those are her sisters, right? So we always lived together. So it was like my mom, my auntie Lori, she had two of my cousins, Angela and Carlos, and then my auntie Lane, the middle sister. You know, so it was always like five of us always together in one house. Dude, they did garage sale. Like we're always finding ways to sell something to pay a bill or to like throw a party for the kids. It was always like, yo, what can we get rid of? We're gonna use that money to, you know. So it was like, bro, it was so easy. It was like, oh, we're having a garage sale. I'm going to my room. Dustin, get a box of your shit that you don't want no more. Sell it. It's all your money. You know, then it was like, yo, I'm about to go through the garage and sell shit. I'm going through every once a month.
Cans or something.
Dude, so I collected cans.
So did I.
Bro, I had the whole family hold cans and bottles for me, and I collect once a month from everybody. You know, and every weekend I went to a couple different houses, collect the cans, take them home, and then I would take them to mommy and papa's house and then go to for the recycling.
That was kind of like my situation. You know, I was fortunate enough to go to private school and stuff like that. I went to Bishop. You know, my mom and dad worked super hard to pave that way for me. But a lot of my friends lived over West Covina, Glendora, and stuff like that. My dad's like, well, you know, if you want to go over there, you better put gas in the car. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, all right, well, fuck, let me try and collect some fucking cans because all my friends live in fucking West Covina.
See, like that, just him saying, well, dude, you better pay for your own gas so I can drop you off, triggered your mind. So like when people ask me like, oh, you've always been a hustler, you've always been an entrepreneur, it's like, my mom was not an entrepreneur. I'm talking about 9 to 5 her whole life. You know what I mean? So hard work was like relevant to me. Like, I saw that. But dude, like I started selling everything. Like I did car washes on the block.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, started at $10. Some neighbors were like, nah, I'd be like, cool, $7. You know what I mean? Like whatever. You know, and at some point, people thought, oh, yeah, it's just a cute little kid. Like, yeah, let's do it. You know, but dude, I was making like...
whatever works.
Man, I had a stash, bro. I used to stack money when I was little. You know what I mean? Whether it was a couple $100 or not. But like, I always had money to buy my own Christmas presents for people. You know what I mean? That was my thing. Like, I was really about giving. So, yeah, man, it was all car washes. It was all recycling. It was all... in garage sales. Garage sales were a big hit. Huge hit. You know what I mean? And people, our time, I mean, you can never wake up on a Saturday, Sunday and not see someone having yard sale, garage sale.
Even now they post them on, it's like a thing now. They post them on Instagram.
Now they're marketing these things, you know what I mean? So it's different, right? But I mean, we used to get up 6 a.m., you know, we used to go donut shop, get donuts, and then put these signs up the night before. And do
the little arrows.
Bro, you already know, we had signs all up and down, you know? So I think it just happened naturally where it was like, I liked hunting down a sale. And I don't think entrepreneur is more of like I was a salesman all the time, bro. I was down to sell something. And as I got older, it just turned into something else. It was always something else.
What was your first, I guess, real job, I guess, where you worked for somebody and you got a paycheck?
Oh man, that was college.
Okay.
That was college, dude. Like because even before college, I was selling fake J's, dude. Like,
Okay.
you know, like straight up, like replicas, right?
Where'd you get those at? Downtown LA or what?
Nah, so my cousin's married in cousin,
Okay.
was a lot older than us. He was like in his 30s. I was 18 at the time, 17 at the time. It was like my senior year in high school. And one day we're at a barbecue, and I see he's got some fly ass shit on. I'm like, damn, bro, like I wish I had those, you know, da da da. He's like, bro, like come out here real quick. And I went out to his trunk. He had this nasty ass old school Mercedes Mercedes CL, like Lambo doors on it. He just stunned on me real quick, and he's like, yo, bro, I got these all day. He said, come by the house. You know, next
it's funny that you say that, bro, because I had to go by Wells Fargo right here on Hacienda right next to the In-N-Out. I'm not Hacienda, on Klima right next to the In-N-Out. And as I'm walking out, I see this like beat ass old car like pull it right next to me. And this Middle Eastern dude comes out with like a Gucci fucking like satchel. And he's just like out there like posted up on his car, like opens up and he pulls out this bag, like a bunch of Gucci old bags. He's like, oh, I'll take that one, I'll take that one. It's crazy. Like, you know, that's the thing to do, bro, I guess now.
I sold those things for like 2 years. Even before I went to college, I was selling these things out of my trunk at all the barbershops. Dude, like everyone knew. It was word of mouth. Like, I probably sold about like 100 pair of kicks a month. What was your cost on those? I was getting them at $45. Bro, you couldn't even tell they were fake. These replicas were so hot. Like I get them for $45, then I would sell them for 100. Like less than retail.
Dang.
You know? Or right at retail so people didn't think they were, you know? Came boxed, everything tagged up.
Would you tell them they're fake or no?
No, of course not. Nah. Yeah. My mom was tired of it because I would just have shoes stacked in the house, you know?
Shit. So I guess you could tell me, how do you tell real J's from fake J's?
Dude, now it's hard.
Okay.
Now it's hard. You got to buy them on StockX, dude. They have like experts for that. You know, like I'm still like a shoe fanatic, but I'm not like a shoe expert anymore. Okay. That's hard.
Yeah. That's crazy because I know some of them, they get down to like the way the J's like.
Even the threading. Yeah. There's a lot. I mean, you can tell. Yeah. If you've bought enough shoes in time, and like now I can tell. But even though like the Yeezys are really getting hard to tell.
Even those Balenciagas,
like,
bro.
China's getting better. Yeah. You know? And the feel's different, of course. Yeah. Like the technology of the shoe is, you can tell.
Like walking on a brick or something like that.
But I sold those my freshman year. I was in Oklahoma sending my mom money orders so that she could go pick these up and send them to Oklahoma for me. I was trapping out of my dorm room with these things, dude. It was
everybody wears J's over in Oklahoma.
Dog. And Oklahoma was a hit, bro, because I was on scholarship there and playing ball. So
would you play ball in those shoes?
Huh?
Would you play ball in the shoes?
No. I was just
like, all right, Dustin's got J's on all day, but he rocks the balls in Converse. So.
Dog, ask my mom to this day. I would send her money orders, bro. I would get people to prepay for these things.
Oh shit!
You know what I mean?
Like you got like a release coming out. You could just get all.
No, I had a catalog.
Okay.
So like old boy had a little catalog. He'd be like, yo, I got X amount of all these. These are the sizes. I'll set these aside. Have your mom send me the money.
Yeah.
Cool. You know, send the money. They'd come in. Mom
on a pallet or what?
Just a little, like, couple big boxes, like the size of your like jump, like
yeah.
And I would just sling them out, you know. But I was already prepaid, so I already made my money. All I had to do was deliver. Dang. You know. So I was taking a risk. I mean, I could have got the wrong shoes, wrong sizes, but it didn't go bad until like one thing, like one order. But
what happened with that?
Literally only like 2 out of like the 50 shoes that I had ordered came in correct, and I already prepaid all this, and I already had the money. Like I already kept my part of the money. You know what I mean?
So what'd you do with that?
Man, I just had to hustle those off and give everyone their money back. You know?
Dang.
I felt hella bad, but it worked out. I was cool. And
then after that, you were just like, no more.
I was like, man, this is too much of a headache. I'm in school. Yeah. Like, you know? And he just wasn't coming, like literally went off, like, fell off the face of the earth. Like literally that summer, I found out he got arrested.
For that or?
No, for selling them in a real retail store.
Oh, shit.
So he had a store in San Diego and was pushing these things. Yeah. And then just got caught up, you know? So I just lost my plug on those, you know? But that was a huge hit for me in college. And then it was phones, like used, refurbished phones.
I remember that being like a thing, yeah.
I had to eat, so me and...
I used to flip iPhones on Craigslist. You would go and like...
Craigslist and eBay all day. We had an eBay store.
I built Powerhouse when I first started, bro, off Craigslist.
Bro.
I remember before everybody was posting ads and all this stuff, and my spot in Covina, I remember posting my ad on Craigslist, personal training, this, that, and the other. And I don't know how many clients. I've gotten some clients, some high-profile clients from Bradbury off of Craigslist.
Dude.
Yeah. It's a trip, dude.
That's why when Gary Vee says that, he's like, yo, go sell some shit on Craigslist.
Yeah.
It's true, man. Like we made some really good money, dude.
That's crazy.
Dope. It was dope.
So what was the first job then?
Foot Locker in college. Foot Locker in college. My roommate and teammate was dating the general manager for our region, and then her head store was Abilene, Texas. Which I went to school in Abilene, Texas. And literally, once he started dating her, I was like, my mom gave me a call one day. Money was a little rough, and as a parent, she would send me some money monthly, or pay my phone or whatnot. It wasn't like a huge chunk or nothing. She sent me like $100, $200, whatnot, help for food and stuff. So she just hit me, was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to send you any more money. I need you to pay your phone bill. Things are a little rough right now. You gotta get a job." And I was like, "Shit, you know? I'm on full ride." So like that was great. Like I obviously didn't pay for any schooling or made some food as well. What did
you graduate your degree in?
Business management.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So that was it, man. I was like, yo, boy, I was like, bro, you gotta tell your girl to give me a job, dog. Like for real.
So how did you manage that? Because that's another thing that comes up. It's people like, well, I don't have enough time. I gotta focus too much in school. You know what I mean? Like
bullshit. I was literally a team captain.
Yeah.
Full ride, full-time student. We had to do community service. We had I went to a private school, Christian school. We had Bible studies, dude. We had mandatory dude, we had so much shit to do.
Yeah.
Like it was ridiculous. Still found a way to get 30 or 40 hours in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when people say that, it's just them. It's their pure laziness, and they don't want to do it.
Exactly.
When people
I 100%
make an excuse
agree with that
because they don't want to do it.
Exactly. Yeah, because it's crazy because people are like, oh, well, my schedule is so bombarded with this, that, and the other. Like,
I don't make an excuse for not working out.
And I know you're a busy guy and you still made, time to come here. You know what I mean? So it's like, dude, like we have so much stuff going on. I see your posts on IG sometimes. You're driving up and down the coast of California, bro. Like, dude, I'm like,
I'm not going to make an excuse if I don't have time. When it comes to working out, I don't work out because it hurts, dude.
Yeah.
Like I am still a bitch when it comes to working out, and I'm still trying to get. There's like love and hate thing with working out. So how did you
go through your athletic career then?
So after Abilene, Texas, I didn't play my senior year. I left.
No, in terms of like working out with like playing athletics and stuff like that,
dude. It was just that was so natural to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I quit playing ball when I was like, yo, I'm hanging them up.
Yeah.
That like. The want to go to the gym. Because if you ask any of my friends, any of my peers, like I'm definitely the first one in the gym, and I'm definitely the last one out of the gym, and I'm there the most. I mean, you ask Brian, we used to like in the summertime, we were in the gym by 5:36 to the latest. That was our first workout. We were both injured athletes, so we did a rehab session at his crib. He had a pool, not heated, so we did all like our pool workouts in a cold pool at his crib.
That guy has another fucking crazy work ethic, bro.
Dude, crazy. I mean, I applaud that.
Yeah.
Then we went back to the gym, right, to get like some hooping in, or to get a lift in or workout, a cardio and all that. And then we would go back at night and play. So like, dude, my like you couldn't get me to come home.
Yeah.
From stretching to rehab to, I took care of my body, and I was all about working out.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I hung them up where I was like, yo, I fucking hate the gym, dog.
Yeah.
And it was, like I said, it was a love-hate thing, right? Like I did that because I was like my workouts then were investing into my body to monetize basketball.
Yeah.
In my head, I was always gonna monetize basketball. So I monetized it in college, right? Abilene was like $30,000 a semester or something like that. So call it $60,000 a year was monetized. Right? I was there for 3 years. It's over at six figures. So that was me monetizing. It's not like I got to touch a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Right. Then going pro, signing overseas.
Where at in overseas?
Lithuania.
Okay.
Lithuania.
How was the pay and stuff over there?
It was good, bro. It was up and down. It was a great experience to say the least.
Okay.
It's not something that like completely made me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like to see culture, to see a different, to see the side of business of basketball was good, whether it was good for me or not.
Yeah.
I had a lot of like negative energy towards that, because it didn't turn out the way I had always imagined.
Going pro,
And
over here.
Yeah, and then also seeing my friends like in good situations, right? I think pro is the same thing as college. It's like I saw a lot of my boys not get the right fit team where they could excel in. I had the right fit in high school. I had the right fit in junior college. I had the right fit at the university. And then when I got pro, there was no fit, man. It was like...
What do you mean by that?
Just like fitting in, you know, and it being the right fit for your playing style, being the right fit for you as a person. And then like
run and gun or something like that.
Yeah, and just really like it being, set up for you to excel.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I've always been good with coaches. I've always, I've always been a good team
player. Was it like a language barrier when you went over there?
Huge language barrier. There was everything barrier. You know what I mean? Like I lost a social life. Everyone didn't speak English. You know what I mean?
Did you pick up Lithuanian? Or?
Yeah, I picked up like the typical easy terms of just like day to day.
Okay.
Like hello, goodbye, thank you, you're welcome. Some foods. Just so I could fit in. Yeah. Because like when you go into another person's country, and you're trying to be this badass basketball player, like first off, you got to respect them and their country. Like you're in their home. Yeah. You're on their land. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to fit in. So I actually started calling plays in Lithuanian because I had like 3 teammates that spoke 0 English. So everyone else had broken English or was fluent. In English, my coach spoke broken English. But I started calling plays in English, like on the court. Like I fully called them in English. I never called them in Lithuanian. I never called them in English.
Okay.
Yep.
That's crazy, dude. Yep. Shit. And then so after that, how did that end, or how did that you transition into something?
I played off and on for 3 years out there. I got let go after my rookie season. Okay. After getting promises like 1 year plus another year, like a 2-year contract. Wasn't guaranteed. I got let go. A whole team actually got let go except for 2 of us on that team.
How many were from over here?
3 of us.
Okay. So you just had like a trend. I'm assuming the basketball season's not that long.
It's a little different. It starts like similar to NBA. Okay. You don't play 82 games. Okay. But you play in multiple different leagues. So that's one thing that gets very confusing out there. It's like you play in your country league, and then there's like Euro League, which is like NBA, and then there's Euro Cup, and there's Euro Challenge.
Almost like a soccer. Almost.
It's like soccer completely. Okay. It's set up just like soccer. So you're playing a lot of games. You're playing a lot of the same teams but
like pool play almost.
Yeah, man. It was wild. I mean, some weeks we had 3 games a week. Some weeks it was 2, but it was nonstop travel.
Flying or bus or
both. Okay. Both. More bus than anything. Okay. But man, you get treated well. You eat good. I mean, like I don't have any negative thing to say about like the experience.
Is it still that like celebrity lifestyle over there?
Dude, I mean, kinda. I mean, dude, like, yeah. Yeah. I mean, like people praise you and love you and want to take pictures and sign autographs. And anywhere I went, it was like that. You know what I mean? Whether I was in a restaurant or at the movies or in the mall, like definitely taking pictures all day long.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah. Like that experience was different. You know what I mean? But just like basketball, I just thought basketball would last longer. Yeah. In my mind. And I think that goes for a lot of athletes, bro.
They don't have like a plan B almost.
And thank God I was a hustler at heart. Yeah. Because I really wouldn't have known what to do next. I already didn't know what to do next. Like I just went in the survival mode. You know what I mean? And coming home, we live in California, so everything costs money. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was just about like just using like my skill set. Like Los Altos, I always coached every summer, the summer camp, the youth summer camp there at Los Altos. So it was something that I always banked on, like a check in the summertime. As you get older, like that check isn't worth as much.
Yeah, I mean? For sure. Like when it's like in high school or college, it's cool, but now you got a car payment and stuff like that.
Right, man.
That's like 2 car payments.
Bro, I didn't even buy my first car right away. Yeah. Like there was a lot of things where, so like during those times is where I started like, after that rookie season was like, it was a wake up call. Yeah. It was like, you're still good enough to play, I'm still playing in the Drew League. I'm still training with my agent. Yeah. I'm training with high class players. I mean, like, I'm being told by everyone that I'm gonna get my break this next contract. Yeah. Like
any big names that you used to play with or practice with, stuff like that?
Man, so I used to work out. Shout out to Charlie Torres, one of the best like trainers in the game. From Hacienda Heights as well. Okay. But he trains Klay Thompson. Okay. Kelly Oubre, all like the SoCal cats. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's got everyone on his
Radar,
roster.
yeah.
Everyone, dude. Stanley Johnson from the Toronto Raptors. But all these kids were younger than me.
Yeah.
You know, most of them were all younger. Like everyone I just named was hella younger than me, even Clay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was fortunate enough.
How old are you?
I'll be 34 in June.
Okay, it's not that. How old were these guys then?
I mean, dude, they were 3, 4, 5 years younger than me.
Okay.
You know, Stanley was a sophomore in college my rookie season overseas. So and then Stanley, you know, was modern days, you know, biggest athlete of all time. So
I remember watch OJ Mayo and who's the other? He was like a power forward or a center at the time that he was playing with over in
at USC.
Compton Centennial.
Compton Centennial. Yeah, what was that? What was his big man?
But man, that was like the CIF, I think, semifinals over that way. But yeah,
it was wild, dude.
Because those guys are around your
yeah. OJ was I think a year older than me.
Okay.
Yeah. LeBron's a year older than me.
Okay.
Yeah. So it really was just after that rookie year. It was like woke me up. I came back home. I started like somewhat of like an academy.
Okay.
You know, I had all these players and all these parents wanting me to train their kids.
Okay.
You know, I've been coaching that summer camp since I was 17 years old.
All right.
You know what I mean? And now I'm 25. You know, at that time, now parents were like, yo, will you do like on the side training for my kid? And it was just, I said yes to everything because I had access to the gym. I had time, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was more of just balancing my time. I took care of all my workouts. I started training kids. It went from like 2 to 3 kids, you know, and it got up to like almost like 10 to 15 kids.
Okay.
You know, I was training 2-3 times a week, you know, hour, 2 hours at a time. So it got pretty hefty. Then from there, that first summer is when I got my first little experience in the cannabis industry.
Okay.
Yep.
How? What was that? I want you to speak on that.
Man, that was just wild. Like I came home.
Well, a little sidestep real quick. Was that something that you used all throughout high school, stuff like that?
Not through high school. So I didn't smoke until right at the end, like maybe the week before graduation.
High school.
I smoked for my first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did that happen?
We live in California. Like I've seen weed like in front of me, like with my friends either having it on them or smoking since like 6th grade.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah.
You know, no peer pressure to smoke it.
Yeah.
Completely fearful and scared of my
mom,
my fam, just getting caught. I mean, I didn't even have the interest in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I never had an interest in it. None of my family smoked, so I never really saw it. But it was normal to me.
Yeah.
Very normal, you know? So by the time I got into high school, I mean, everyone was selling weed or had weed on them.
Yeah.
Older brother had weed in college, you know, and selling weed. I mean, weed was just around.
Yeah.
It was so normal to me at that point. And then it was like, like I'm, you know, just like alcohol. I started drinking alcohol at age of 15.
Yeah.
You know, I had my first drink. So that was very, very casual.
Yeah.
You know, and not all the time.
Yeah.
And then it was like, all right, weed's around. It was to the point where my boys knew they couldn't even smoke around me. You know what I mean? Like they were getting ready to hotbox a car. They'd be like, no, we're not hotboxing a car. D's here. So they'd get out, smoke, and then get in the car, and then we'd go to a party.
Yeah.
You know, it was that like, yo, D don't fuck with this shit.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's so funny to me that like I was so straight edge then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's usually how like the athlete tends to
I was straight edge, dude.
You know?
Besides alcohol, like I got into that, you know. My whole family's like full of alcoholics. And I don't know if that's genetic, you know, or DNA, like, you know, but I was very like open to like, but see, alcohol was around me as well as a young kid. Like all my mom and my aunts, they all threw parties. They like always had Super Bowl parties. Alcohol was always around. So it was normal. So that's why I started on that early. But yeah, I smoked right before graduation.
Okay. And so how did that lead into the cannabis industry? Like your first taste test, kind of fast forward a little bit.
Man, so like fast forward, I was one of probably only out of my like small circle of boys from like AAU and stuff that went overseas. Everyone else had a lot of injuries, and like my Cali homies all got into cannabis immediately. They're all from the Bay. Okay. You know, all from the Bay. And man, I got wild calls like my senior year before I left for like overseas, like, you know, wild calls about like just crazy weed transactions. Crazy.
So what was that? How was that just you pushing on the side, like from your
so
connect?
like
or how
I came
did that
back
happen?
home. My boys said they got dispensaries.
Okay.
And I was like, what is a dispensary?
Yeah.
But at that time,
it's like a fucking gold mine. That's what it is.
I'm full blown stoner at that point. You know what I mean? I smoked all through college.
Yeah.
I didn't like taking pills. I've never been a fan of it. Like I always, if people told me like, hey, you got to take this to feel better, I would. But I just wasn't a fan. And smoking worked better for me. I did it solo. Like I smoked solo. I didn't do it openly so people could see me or do it with me. It wasn't until like my sophomore year in college that I was like, I would get people to smoke for their first time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like people actually started hearing like, yo, D's like got it. You know?
Guy, yeah.
So I started smoking people out in college, like sophomore year in college, for the first time from the soccer team, girls soccer team. I mean, anyone on campus was like, yo, like, I want to try it.
Should make you jump higher right here, huh?
I was open to it. You know what I mean? And for me, like as a young kid, it was hard for me to put on weight.
Yeah, I remember my sophomore year in high school, freshman or sophomore year, I think it was sophomore year for first year of varsity soccer. We went to go watch Avatar, dude. And,
oh man, and Stone, bro.
Yeah, and so it was like I had experience messed around with it a little bit before, and it was the first time I hit off a gravity bomb.
Oh my god,
dude! I don't know what the fuck happened. We watched yes, dude, and it was like not even like there's like, hey, just do this. I'm like, fuck it, it can't be that bad, you know. And I threw up in the movie theater, bro.
Damn,
I was so fucking high. Like,
see,
it was.
I feel bad
because I didn't have no kind of gauge.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I feel bad for people like for anything that you that you do for the first time that you don't do it correctly. Yeah, it just like either it bad just completely just like shuns you off, and like you're just like, I'm good off it, or you're like, all right, I'm gonna try this again. But it's just I hate when people like go all the way in right away on a lot of things.
And it was not even for like a I guess it's just lack of experience.
It's lack of experience.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
We were young.
Dude. Yeah, it was crazy. So that was kind of like my first experience with it.
Yeah, man. My boys had dispensaries, bro. That's it. And I was like, yo, like, how do I get some hours? I'm trying to make some extra spare change so I don't got to spend money from overseas, Yeah. And they were like, well, you can be a bud tender. And if you're good at that, you can have as many hours as you want. And it's crazy. I was like, all right, $8 an hour. Bud tender, dog.
And at this point, are you starting to do research? Because I've talked to you before about this stuff, and you're fucking super knowledgeable about this shit, bro. So is it at this time that you're starting to do your own research, or is it you're just learning as you're going?
Just going with the flow, bro.
Okay.
And it's my boys' store, so it's like, no names, but it's like, all right, cool. I can do the academy, right? I can still sell shit online, right? At that point, we had already started Euromeric.
Okay, that's
myself. I can make $8 an hour here, and I can have I can make up my own schedule. Okay. So I scheduled.
Was this spot local or
Riverside?
Oh shit! So you would have to drive then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was living at Rolling Heights at the time.
Damn.
So I worked. I want to say I worked no weekends.
Okay.
I kept that for basketball.
Yeah.
I worked Monday through Friday, and I did all half shifts.
Okay.
Yep.
So you drive an hour for
$8 an hour, dog. Tips.
Yeah.
And I think I was already a good communicator, and could talk. I remember I make tips as a dude. Like female bud tenders were mad at me.
Yeah.
So we had to change the whole structure of how tips were done. Yeah. You couldn't take tips. It had to go into a jar, slip. Yeah. Unless someone gave you $5 more.
Oh, okay.
And then you had to claim it.
Yeah.
It'd be like you had to do the whole like tip thing. You know? And bro, I'd get 5, 10, 15, $20 tips. From dudes, girls, old people.
That's like unheard of,
So it was dope. It's like almost like
because now girls have to like walk around in bikinis and shit like that.
Stupid, man. Like that shit don't sell weed, bro. So I did that. I did that for the whole summer. That was my whole first experience. I even receptioned. I just never said no. You know what I mean? At that point, it was more just like survival, right? Like let me make some cash, let me pay bills. I'm getting ready to go back overseas anyway. And then I didn't get that contract. So I didn't get the contract at the end of the summer. I kept training, kept working at the dispensary, kept training kids, and then they opened another spot. I believe my next spot that I worked at was in Anaheim.
Okay.
And so I was working Riverside and then now Anaheim.
And this is for one of your buddies' places?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a group of homies.
And then after that, what?
And then I didn't go back. I did a little stint in Mexico. I left for Mexico
to play ball.
Okay. I did a little stint there. totally didn't like it. It was crazy times, you know. I was in like Sonora, Nogales. I was in like wild areas. And it was just unsafe. It was just crazy. It wasn't Europe, you know. So when I was in Europe, it was like
structured
condo, car.
You're never over here fucking Adobe house over here.
Bro, I had to stay in the hotels because they wouldn't allow you to, you know,
go out at past 10.
They wouldn't let you go past like sun going down. They wouldn't allow you to have a crib because you can get, you know, kidnapped for ransom.
Yeah.
So it was just way too much. I was there for maybe like a month.
Okay.
You know, so I came back and I just kept budtending at stores.
Okay.
And it was at the point where I was budtending 3 stores all in 1 week.
Okay.
And then I just saw it like.
And how old are you right here?
This is 2010.
Okay.
2011. So 9 years ago.
All right. And then
Mid-20s.
After that, you're...
Man, like I give it like 2 years of doing that. And then I went back overseas that following year. I went back to Lithuania, played a full season, and then that's when I hung it up because it was 2 summers in a row where I was really just bud tending. They gave me keys, and I became like the one that opened up the store. They gave me a little raise. I was making $9 an hour.
Okay,
you know, but I started taking on a lot of responsibility, and I started getting good at it. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's a key point right there because a lot of times, bro, I feel like even with, you know, shout out to Mark and Arturo because they bust their ass over here for us. About paying your dues with
pay your dues with no. Like no motives, no expectations.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't have an expectation of like, yo, I'm gonna make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
You know, I was good at something. I was given an opportunity, and I just ran with it.
Yeah.
And I was good at it. I showed up on time. Like I said, they catered to my schedule. You know, so at the Anaheim store, the gym that I worked at was right down the street.
Okay.
Literally, the American Sports Center.
Okay.
Right. So it was like now I started taking more shifts at Anaheim, so that right after my shift, I go straight to the gym.
Yeah.
Now I'm on the. I go from selling weed to on the court with Klay Thompson and all these cats and working out.
There you go.
You know,
Shit.
so it was perfect, man. It was perfect.
The best of both worlds, right
for
there.
what I was trying to get. I was trying to accomplish. You know, so yeah, man. Like, it just happened, you know, organically, and then more and more my time went into it. Like my want to spend more time into it and to do more and to be available more for the cannabis industry just became that. Like I started saying no to training kids, and I started saying no to certain things and just pushing more and more time.
And this is because of your like love for business, or is this because
business, hustle, bro? Just straight hustle. You know what I mean?
So not so much of like the intriguement, I don't even know if that's a word, of the actual cannabis, but more of just like the hustle.
The fact that I smoked every day was like, all right, cool. I like the plant. I enjoy the plant. You know what I mean? I'm here. I mean, I was doing everything I was doing at the time. I had a passion and love for. Okay. I loved weed. I loved basketball. And at that point, we, myself and my best friend started a t-shirt company. Okay. And then jewelry after that. Okay. So it was like, yo, I'm doing all my passions and I'm happy.
So, real quick question, kind of a little sidestep.
Yeah.
Weed or cannabis? What's the correct terminology?
It's cannabis now. Okay. I mean, that's the correct, you know, medical term. Okay. Business term. Okay. You know, weed and marijuana are all just slang terms that came with time. Okay.
So now, kind of fast forwarding to that, when did you kind of get your own store? Because kind of like when I first met you, you had those shops and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I like from being a bud tender, I ended up like taking over a bunch of retails, like operations. And then just scaling those out for past friends of mine. And just one thing after another, I was just literally, to me, it was my own business at that point. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Money started flowing in now?
Money started flowing in. I was making more money, of course. And it just became to the point where I was running these things like they were mine. Okay. You know, like they were mine. There wasn't one thing I didn't do for these things. You know what I mean? They weren't even present anymore in what was going on anymore. I wasn't just playing a role. Like these were mine. Yeah. You know, so just a sense of like just outgrowing it, right? Yeah. Just like, you know, what's next? I'm already doing this for them. It's been years now. Let me just do it for myself. Okay. You know what I mean? And really the process, there was so much more in the process of like me wanting to become a partner and them not making me a partner, or me wanting to, you know, just take another step up and them not agreeing. So it was just like, yo, what do you do for yourself? Like, you know, saying like if you were a trainer and you're working at 24 Hour Fitness and you just start as a regular trainer and then you become the manager and then you become a general manager, a district manager, and you're like, you know what? I can do this all on my own. Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I know that wasn't your path, but that's the kind of the concept of like, you know, I can just take a risk and do this on my own. And there was timing issues with that, right? So like when I was doing it for them, It was perfect timing. It was the gold rush. It was the green rush. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it was just nonstop opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, because the way California's regulations were set up were so flexible of how you could operate. You know what I mean? So it was so different then, you know, and I'm talking then is like 2010 to like 2014, 15.
Okay, so that was the time to be in the game. Then.
Oh my God, yeah. And even before that, when we were in college, you know what I mean? Because we've been legal here medically since 96.
Okay.
So I would say like our generation's the one who really pushed the business forward.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like call it like 2000, like 7, 8 is when it really got rocking because all of us are starting to get out of college. All of us are starting, you know, to find our way. And I think our generation is the one who really like pushed like the real retail game forward, like dispensary model, grow model forward, you know, and respect to all the OGs that like started it and were the, you know, pioneers of it. But I think we're the ones, and I believe we are the ones that really like it made shit explode.
So when did you decide to take the leap and kind of branch out and do your own thing then?
It wasn't until like 2016.
Okay, so not too long
and
ago. And
I stayed very, very loyal for so long simply because it was a good opportunity, you know.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it was very, very close friends, you know. And that's kind of like where it's hard, right, to do business with friends, you know, and it's not impossible.
Yeah.
But you know, money gets in the way, man, and expectations are different, and you know. Respect, you know, starts to become a factor, you know, and you start thinking about your own family, you start thinking about other things. And back then, I mean, we were getting raided, we were going through a lot of risky situations and putting ourselves on the line for a lot.
I remember you told me that you got raided for like almost 70 racks or something like that.
I got robbed at gunpoint, you know, and that's kind of what turned a lot of things south.
Okay.
I got robbed at gunpoint for an X amount of cash, you know, and that changed my mind on a lot of things. And it changed their mind on a lot of things, you know. Not even going to go into detail on that. But it was just, you know, like I said, like them not really giving a fuck.
Yeah.
You know? Like, all right, well, let's keep, like, we got to finish the workday. You know what I mean?
It's like, all right, D, you're still good? Like, all right, let's move on.
Right. And anyone else gets robbed at gunpoint, I mean, they're going to therapy.
Yeah. And these are, at the time, your close homies then?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, so it was certain situations like that.
Yeah.
You know, and even not me. Like, man, when we get raided at one of our stores, I get a call and it's like, man, everyone got arrested. So now we gotta go bail everybody out.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta make sure no one, you know, it's just the process started getting really difficult.
Yeah.
You know, and stressful.
And I know that during that time, I mean, that amount of money, you can't go and deposit that stuff. That has to stay. You know, you have to hide that or whatever the fuck you have to do with it. Yeah, because I have multiple people that I've talked to in the past. It's like, it's just like, well, you know, we make all this money and now where does it go? You know, so it's like you're always running that risk.
Yeah, and like you're working like me at that point. I mean, shout out to everyone that was involved. We were all working like average of 18-hour days. You know, shops were open from 8 a.m. to midnight. Yeah. You know, that means you're opening them at 7. Yeah. You're closing them at 1. That leaves you a 6-hour gap to find food, find sleep, get your ass back up. Yeah. You know? So it was so much tunnel vision of what we were doing and so repetitive every day, but there was so much opportunity, right? There was so much going on. We were selling so much shit. It was just so much going on where you just didn't even pay attention to the outside world.
Yeah, so like, you can't even plan for those outside situations because like, you're just there
was no like life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I would give it from like 2010 to 2000, like literally to 2018 when I transitioned over to like I didn't have a life. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I was very sensitive to people, you know, asking me why I work so much, or let's go do this, or what. You know, I'm not at family events no more. I'm not at Christmases. You know, we never closed stores. So like holidays and New Year's, like people had to work. You know what I mean? Like everyone had to split those shits. Everyone had to hold shit down. So at that level, you know what I mean? We had, you know, 30 stores running at once. You know what I mean? So it was just balancing people, you know, managing people it's hard to get rough. Yeah. You know? And then, was it
you by yourself or you and
me and a couple individuals?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Between the 30 different stores then?
Yeah. You know, I mean, it was to the point where I moved people here that I could trust.
Oh, okay.
You know? like I said, not gonna name any names, but move people here from out of state just so I can trust people. It just got wild.
Yeah,
to the point where
you don't feel like you can trust anybody.
Yeah, not even trusting. It's just like, yo, like, what am I really doing?
Yeah.
Like, what's the end goal for this?
Yeah.
Are we just running this until there's no more? And then what happens after? It was really starting to like ask myself, what do I do next?
Yeah.
And I really used cannabis all this time, all those years, really to get to something else.
Yeah.
To invest into Euromeric, to start another business. I was using it as a platform, a stepping stool to get somewhere else. I never thought I'd be sitting here telling you that I'm like doing it full time.
Yeah.
Like, and still doing it full time. And I plan to do it full time for a minute. So I never, ever thought I would be here right now. For sure.
That's crazy, dude. And I know it kind of fast forwarded a little bit. You got so much information going on right now. But as far as like, so you ended up hanging up the shoes with that stuff.
Yep.
And then how did you stumble upon the Viola stuff?
Man, so like that's all ties into me like going out on my own. I left that group on
good terms, bad terms, just whatever.
Whatever
terms. It was just your time to get out.
Yeah. Like none of us speak anymore. So bad terms are not. I mean, everyone's doing well. I wish everyone well. Their families are doing great. You know what I mean? It's just I had to make a move for me.
Okay.
So at that point, I already knew licensing was. I was doing my research later on in the years, right? So I figured out, that regulation was coming out and California was rewriting their regs, and that 2018 was coming up on us. And that was in 2015, 2016. I realized that. Yeah. Santa Ana was the first city in Southern California to license, other than LA, to actually have a new license program in the city for retail dispensaries and cultivation. Okay. So that was 2015. I'm like, man, it's coming around. You know what I mean? Long Beach had a little stint in 2012. LA had their, started in 96. So I knew California was working on it. So myself and one of my partners now, Django, we started a consulting business. Okay. So he was in the real estate game, back and forth between cannabis and real estate. He played that role very well. So we utilized like me as an operator and him as a real estate agent to start a consulting business, because that's where all the business came from.
Locations and stuff like that.
All the business came from real estate agents. Okay. They're the ones that held locations. They're the ones that knew people that had the money for licensing. That people literally they had all the opportunity that you needed. So we leveraged that to get ourselves into certain meetings and meeting certain people and networking at a certain level to be prepared for licensing January 1st, 2018. With that being said, we shared some of the same lobbyists and politicians as my partner at Viola, Al Harrington. So that's how we met Al. Okay. We met Al in some meetings back in 2017. We were going after licensing just like he was going after licensing. And we were on that same round table with the same people. Okay. And basically, we were going after 4 retail licenses. He was going after cultivation and distribution licenses. Al's a seasoned operator from Colorado. He started Viola in 2011 in Colorado. So now, and then he went 2015, went to Oregon, and then he was coming to California. That was the next step. Met him, met Steven Jackson. Shout out to Stack, and just really created a bond really with Steven. Okay. With Jack. And created a bond with him and just got close. And then we were in these meetings, weekly, bi-weekly in these meetings and just talking, and everyone's keeping each other updated on the process, what it was looking like, and we were all prepping for it. And then come March 2018, we're applications ready, money hard on locations, on escrow, 4 locations for us. And we centered them around locations that we had previous, so it'd be an easy transition, right? And LA decided to change their zoning laws last minute. So there's state laws and there's county and city laws. Yeah, right?
I'm sure you're dealing with like conditional use permits and all kinds of that stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
They changed their zoning laws. Right? Can't be X amount of feet from
schools,
churches, daycare centers, liquor stores, so on and so on. It knocked out all of our 4 locations. This is after we already have renderings. This is after money in escrow. Down, everything. Lawyers paid for applications. Money paid to lobbyists. You were around this time. You know what I mean? You saw us kind of go through this stage. It was a wild time. Yeah. And we lost everything. So at that point, I'm thinking that, man, the transition is going to be great. we planned ahead. We did everything the right way, and it didn't pan out. And then Al had a couple things going on with his licensing being held up in certain ways as well. So we were kind of on the same boat for so long. And that's when we started having conversations like, yo, what are you guys gonna do next? You know what I mean? And I was like, man, I don't got stores anymore. Like, we've gotten raided. Like, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Like, we've been in this game for so long.
Yeah.
Like, what's next? Like, we can't just switch up and say, hey, we're going to go do something else and career change. Like, at that point, it was like,
you're so far invested.
Fuck no, I'm not doing something else. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
I don't have a resume or portfolio because at the time it was very gray, flexible on regs back then. So like, what am I supposed to go do? The only thing I have on a resume is Foot Locker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? College. So had that whole shit show, but we didn't even think about anything else. So
how was your mentality during that time, bro? Like,
drinking too much, smoking too much, not clear-minded, in a panic, in a frenzy.
Yeah.
Still in hustle mode, you know what I mean? Trying to just figure out what to do. Man, just kind of trying to figure shit out. And at that point, I had my mom living with me. It was just so much pressure.
Yeah.
Financially, physically, I was working out with you guys. That was probably the only way I was able to get some stress off.
Yeah.
But just every day was a new
battle or something.
Dude,
yeah.
New battle.
Obstacles, all kinds of shit.
So that's when Al came to the table, man. God worked this out. You know what I mean? This was God, like, he wanted us, I'm at where I'm at because of God. You know what I mean? Like, I met Al for a reason. Things didn't pan out, Then I remember the dinner that I sat down. I was at his launch party for his CBD company. So Al has two umbrellas. He has the THC side of Viola, and then he has Replay under Harrington Wellness.
Okay.
So I was we're in Beverly Hills. He rented out Wolfgang Puck, and he launched Harrington Wellness in LA. Okay. And I was sitting next to our now president and COO, Samir Kumar. And like I said, I'm with our lobbyists and our politicians at this dinner, and I'm sitting next to the president of Viola, and then Django's on the other side. You know what I mean? And things happen for a reason, man.
Yeah, no, 100%, dude.
After that night, me and Samir and Al and Django probably talked several times, through the weeks. They were ramping up and getting ready to launch. They were already partnered with some other people. And we were trying, not consulting, but just giving it like friendly advice, and kind of directing them the right way. I mean, they're not from California as a business, but they were, we were just giving friendly advice and just looking out, At one point, they're like, yo, would you guys be willing? You guys want to, work with us? Yeah. And that's when we worked some things out. And I mean, like I said, I think it's a blessing in disguise.
Smooth transition from that point on?
I wouldn't say smooth, but amazing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it was a ramp up stage.
But I mean, smooth in the sense, like, all right, now, like, I see opportunity for growth still.
Yes,
okay,
completely smooth on that end.
Okay.
As far as like financially and everything, now like things were different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're working for a company, and it was great. It was great to be
changing lifestyle or
changing lifestyle a little bit.
Okay.
We're hustlers, bro. Like, so I have a lifestyle I want to upkeep.
Yeah.
I was probably living an unreasonable and realistic lifestyle for some time because that's just what the cannabis industry was at that point.
Yeah.
That's all I saw. My boys had nice cars, boats, houses.
Yeah.
I mean, we all want to live nice. We all want to live comfortably, safely. I moved back to the suburbs after I got robbed a couple times. So it was just like, let's tone this down a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was the reality check. Financially, and lifestyle was a reality check. I'm not going to give up everything. Yeah. I'm not going to just say, hey, I'm going to go from this to this.
Yeah.
Let's go through and let's start cutting and let's create budgets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was tailing back on some things, and I was traveling. Man, when I met you, I was traveling like every other month.
Yeah, I'm like, this guy's fucking like up and down California.
And I think that was from stress and just not wanting to be here or be in the midst of anything. Me just trying to like escape it.
Yeah.
And just spending money to escape it. Still got to come back and deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was just all experience. Like, I think this experience is like really is what built me. You know what I mean? From like 2016 to now.
Okay.
So like transitioning out from the guys I worked with before and trying to do it on my own, hitting some crazy roadblocks at that point.
How's your ability to move within a company now versus how you move when you're on your own?
Bro, I'm so blessed, like, for Al and Samir and the whole Viola team. Like, they allow me to move exactly the way I did from before I was with them.
Yeah.
So, like, I couldn't have asked for a better partnership. I couldn't have asked for a better group to work with, because they literally allow me to do and move exactly how I want, because they know at the end of the day, I'm gonna benefit. My benefit is Viola.
Yeah.
My focus is Viola.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, and I just think, you know, proof's in the pudding, right? Like, when you I think giving someone a green light, just like basketball, when you give someone a green light like that, man, like, it can go bad, it can go good or bad.
Yeah.
But
it's that intuition, though.
But you see it and you give it to them, dude. Like, I feel like I'm shining like an all-star right now. You know what I mean? In the sense of, like, of accomplishing what I want to do, how I want to move in the industry, and what we're building together.
Yeah.
You know, that support that I have from a corporate structure now. You know what I mean? Knowing that the time and money and energy put and invested into this can't be taken away by, you know, by local police or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, so like you're saying, like, being able to see the vision and growth now, and seeing, like, the time and energy put into things that can't be taken away, and it's only going to grow and grow and blossom bigger.
Yeah.
Dude, like, it's unbelievable.
And I know that, you know, congratulations again, you have, you know, a baby on the way.
Yeah.
And they're super excited about it. When's the due date for that?
Hyped. Noah Shane.
What? No, due date.
Sorry. February 10th.
Okay.
But I think, like, any day now.
Okay. So how is it now with transitioning from what you were doing before with this company, like flexibility?
Bro, this is timing, right?
Yeah.
This is timing. If I was you know, have a baby when I was going through, you know, call it 2010 to 2016.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know how I would have done it. You know what I mean? This is perfect, you know, and we launched Viola in California, 2018 of August. You know, August 2018. So we've ramped up. I mean, we ramped up. I even moved, you know, last year in the beginning of the year, I moved to the Bay, you know, from New Year's to, like, Mother's Day.
Okay.
I launched our NorCal.
Yeah, I remember seeing you drive over the bridge, raining and shit like
every
that.
day.
Yeah.
You know, so even that time was crazy hectic, you know, because we launched in SoCal from August to January, right? 2018, 2019. So we had 5-6 months where we launched in SoCal, got it ramped up, and it was just two of us. And then we started building the team. And that's the greatest thing I'm telling you, is, like, they allowed me to Django and I build the whole team from the ground up, you know, when it comes to sales and brand, you know? So everyone involved is from the industry. There's not anyone on that team who hasn't been in the game before.
Yeah.
So, like, we walk the talk, walk, whatever you want to call it. Like, we are the industry, you know? And then you mesh that with, like, amazing high-level corporate business, you know, from a high level, dude, like, there's, like,
unstoppable.
It's unstoppable,
right there.
you know, but that's where a lot of teams are failing. But back to, like, dude, having a kid right now is perfect. You know, like, we're smooth. We just launched Michigan, you know. You know, that was an amazing process. Like, I'd never been asked to go to another state and launch something. So launching Michigan was amazing. We're still in ramp up mode for that.
Are you, like, in, like, a satellite based out of here, or how's that going to work?
So I'm based out of Hollywood. I live in LA. Headquarters are in Hollywood. So Al, our CEO, our COO, president, our CFO, our CMO for marketing, accounting team, everyone's housed there.
So are you planning on, you know, this might be too personal, are you planning on raising your son over here, or is it like wherever business calls, you're kind of,
I mean, at this point, we've already had multiple conversations. You know, myself and my better half. And we agreed that, you know, we're going to do what's best for us. You know, if that means, you know, moving for 2-3 months to a different state, different city.
And the baby's still going to be young too. It's not
and like we don't need to be settled, and we don't really need to be settled for school districts and all that until he's 4 or 5 years old. You know, so I know, like, our plan for the company. I know where we're headed and the states we're going into. So yes, it could be like us being on the road.
You know, I know sometimes that's what it takes. You know, especially when you're kind of like in your startup phase still. You know, you don't really you can't anticipate too much the next move. And you got to be willing. And it's, you know, obviously you said your better half has to be willing to move and take that step with you. You know,
bro, I was supposed to move to the Bay. Right, for 2 weeks. You know, I ended up there for almost 5 months. But that's the beauty behind it. It was like, yo, D, you good up there?
Yeah.
Like, yo, I'm not leaving until this shit is done.
Yeah.
You know, until we're good and we're stable up here, I'll come home.
Yeah.
But like, it takes those kind of individuals, and it's not just me.
Yeah.
It's all of us like that. Like, people think Al Harrington's a celebrity brand. Hell no. This dude's bootstrapped to the ground since, you know, when he was playing in Denver, he started this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's operating till this day. Like, he's in the office right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so everyone that's sacrificing right now is doing it all on different levels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think our team's full of people who sacrifice. We all wear multiple hats. We're a very lean team across, we're 4 states right now.
Yeah.
We're moving into like 3 or 4 states this year. So we'll be in about 7 or 8 by the end of the year. And our team's lean. We're about 100 people.
What's your, this is kind of another side step too, but I have so many questions for you, bro.
Nah, go for it, bro. I'm all yours, dude.
Yeah. Good on time? Are we cool? Okay. So yeah, I might even have to cut this up into 2 episodes or something like that.
I'm with it. Bring me back.
But as far as like, because I want to also touch on the business side of it too, as far as like Marlboro and stuff like that, taking over everything, how's that? What's your, you know, kind of the investment side? Like what's good right now for people watching in? Because I know like.
That's something that like once I got to Viola, that I learned a lot more about.
Okay.
Right. I started learning more about, you know, institutional funds and money being invested into the game, right? Either Canada or high level, funds out of New York and stuff like that. It's pretty amusing, man. Like I'm a learner. You're probably a learner as well. Like I just intake information and I didn't know anything on a high level. I mean, I know about it. I watch the stock market. We always talk about stocks for a long time. But at a high level now, I'm seeing it. Yeah. And then from a ground level, like bootstrap level, right? For people asking for jobs.
You're working it, yeah.
You know, I'm working it. People asking for jobs. Bro, my phone, like we can go over it right now. Like how many people email me, DM me, text me.
Because you're in charge of brand development, right?
Yeah, like a little bit of everything, bro. Okay. Like brand development, something I just put on the business card. Okay. You know what I mean? But from the brand team to sales to our distribution at our facility in Adelanto, dude, like we kind of just, like I said, we wear multiple hats, you know? And we juggle a lot. But at a ground level, I tell people it's too late on an investment standpoint. Yeah. For like, not regular people, but if you're not financially wealthy. Yeah. If you're not coming with some big bucks. If you're not coming with some big bucks, like I'm saying, like we just took in 16 M's. Yeah. You know, like 16 million of institutional money from one group. Yeah. You know what I mean? So people are asking me right now, like, D, I got money. I'm trying to put it in. I got like 30 grand. What can I do with that? You know, and it's like, yo, like we're not raising money right now. Like, what do you mean you're not raising money right now? Like, well, there's a time when we raise money. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then now you're educating people on business. Yeah. So I try to do the best I can to answer every DM, every email, because if that was me on the other side. Yeah, you'd want to know. I just want to know. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think it's our jobs now, like in the cannabis industry, to educate. You know, like educate on all platforms and understand, so people can understand, because at a very like low level, people don't understand what's going on. Yeah. You know, so it's the wild, wild west, like you said. Yeah. Like back in the day, like, dude, you had to get in 8 years ago. Yeah. You know, you have to know somebody. You know what I mean? This is an industry that you don't go to school for. You know what I mean? Like you can't go find people that graduated from Harvard to jump into this shit. Yeah. Unless they're going to be data analysis people. Yeah. You know? So that's too late. But anyone who wants to be in the industry and you're young, you're motivated, you're in school, you're out of school, whatever. I don't care if you're old. Get into a big company. Dude, you got to get into a big company, or you go straight to a retail and you go become a bartender, or you become a receptionist. That's how you get your foot in the door. Yeah. You go work for a brand. You become a brand ambassador. Yeah. You know, low level. Because everyone that thinks they get in the cannabis industry is going to make millions of dollars. No, not those days are gone. Yeah. People are still, big brands, big companies, and big firms are going to make money. So do you think, I don't mean to cut you off, bro, but I just have like a ton of fucking questions. I'm going to hop all over the place right now. Yeah, go for it. So in terms of the, like Viola turning into like a big Fortune 500 company, are these companies that are popping up right now, like the stuff that you're a part of, is that where you see it? Yeah. Or are you guys growing to be eventually get bought out by a bigger company? Yeah, so like both, right? Okay. So we have basically 2 lanes we're taking. You know, we're gonna stay private. We're not gonna go public with a big public company like MedMen and all these clowns that are doing certain things. You know, we operate our businesses, we get them into the green, and make them worth something.
Yeah.
So our biggest thing is, let's call it whatever it is, 2-3 years from now. We want to be acquired.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, once Marlboro and call it Big Pharma and alcohol and tobacco get in, alcohol's already kind of getting in. When tobacco and Big Pharma get in,
it's gonna change it up.
It's gonna. I mean, you can't escape that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're gonna come in with billions of dollars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we start as a medical industry. So we're going to be pulled into the pharmaceutical industry, and now we're a recreational industry. So it's going to go into the tobacco industry.
Yeah.
So we're going to go hard medical. We're going to go hard recreational. And it's going to be by different firms. Pharmaceutical is going to go medical. Tobacco is going to go rec with it, and they're going to dump huge, huge money into this. I mean, let's be honest, like Marlboro, like, come on, think about it. Like Anheuser-Busch, like Pfizer.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about huge
pharmaceutical companies that want to come just take over. Yeah.
So that's going to happen. Like regardless, we can't change that. So we're planning obviously for that. We're planning that. I mean,
that's cool. That's exciting.
There's an end goal here. There's definitely an end goal here. Whether we get acquired, the whole company gets acquired, or we hold on
portion
to
of it,
a majority
still
stake.
Hold a seat. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Still hold the seat. But even when they take it over and like mock my words, like I hope everyone sees this at some point or hears it, not even just from me, from anyone. Mock my words, Anheuser-Busch, Marlboro, Pfizer, motherfuckers don't know cannabis.
Yeah.
You're gonna need us.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds cocky, it sounds arrogant. You're gonna need us. You can't go replace me with someone from Burger King or Walmart high level. These motherfuckers don't know how to sell or even know what cannabis is or what the culture is. So like that's what we're preaching. It's like when we say Viola's for the culture, like we're for the culture of, of cannabis. Like, I mean, we understand, we can walk it, we can talk it. We know, we understand the people using it, why they're using it, why they're, people think people just smoke weed, but sit down and have a real conversation and ask them why they use it. They have their personal opinion too. Yeah. Yeah, there's kids out here and we're just, there's rap industry and you see it being used like alcohol.
Yeah, but then you see the backside like PTSD, anxiety,
dude, there's
Parkinson's,
so much. I mean,
all
like,
other stuff.
We need more of this. Yeah. We need this platform. And it's just, the platform started 2018. Yeah. California, we are the largest, part of the industry. Yeah. So we're the ones that are going to influence. We're the ones that educate.
Yeah, and I'm super open. This podcast is super open. Because sometimes I'll smoke before I go to bed just to kind of relax and chill out.
I started taming back, but dude, I smoked every day before bed. I don't smoke during the day. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, medically, it's used to calm you down, to calm the body, calm the nerves, calm the mind. Yeah. There are some strains now, and like I said,
this is an indica, sativa, hybrid.
Dude, it's getting crazy now. Like you're able to smoke and dose yourself for for a lot of different reasons. So there's stuff that it might, I'm not going to tell you if you have anxiety, you should smoke weed. You probably shouldn't. You probably shouldn't. You probably should use some CBD products that are going to help with that anxiety and calm you down, So
is that because of more of like the THC, like the trip, the head change? Or is that because not being able to be in control or something like that? Okay.
Like the certain highs can just give you more anxiety. Like you hear when people have bad smoking trips. Dude, I get really bad anxiety. Well, if you have anxiety, you probably shouldn't smoke.
I have a fucking story for you. So anyways, this was probably like, when was this? Like a month ago? This was like a month ago. One of my clients.
You had to eat edibles.
Yeah.
Had to, bro. Had to, dog. I'm already knowing.
Yeah. Fuck. Spot on right here. So, one of my clients, she, no names, obviously. Yep. She does some business labeling and stuff like that for a cannabis company or some type of edible stuff like that. They do like juices, like this agave drink. Yeah. And dude, she's like, "Oh, here, take this before you go to bed. It's only 10 milligrams." Like, cool. I've dabbled in a couple different things here and there. Yeah. But dude, I took that shit probably around like 9 p.m. at night, thinking I was gonna go to bed. It smacked me right in the face. Like 45 minutes later, I had to have Mark drive from over here, City of Industry, to go to Duarte, bro, because I cannot teach a fucking class. Dude, I was just like, I could not function. And I was like, to me, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna take this before I go to bed. I laid on the couch. Yep. They were there decorating the trees during Christmas time, bro. Yep. And I'm like, dude, like I literally cannot function. Like it was like I was coming in and out of windows. And it was like that for a good fucking 20 hours, bro.
Dude, I mean, like, because you gotta understand, like, smoking it, you still exhale majority of the THC out. When you ingest it,
It's different.
That's it, bro.
I took one of those. It was like a little churro cookie, bro.
Yeah.
And I had like maybe a 1/10 of this drink. And I was like, you know what? Just cool. Like, just relax. Like, I'm not trying to do nothing crazy, bro. And I kid you fucking not, dude. I was more paranoid than I've ever. It was the nastiest feeling I've ever had in my life, bro. And prior to that, I have had smoked here and there, been perfectly fine. But that shit just hit on a different level.
Yeah.
Like, why? That's just because of the ingestion of the THC?
Yeah, so that's why you should not be buying products. First of all, dosing.
Okay.
Right? Because dosing is like people take in THC differently, right?
Yeah.
So like our body has cannabis receptors.
Yeah, I remember you talking about the CBD receptors.
You know, CBD and THC receptors. Like your
Okay.
body already produces very minimal amounts of THC and CBD and cannabinoids. Like your body has that already naturally. So we take it in differently. It's like, so if you're buying product from an unlicensed store, right? Most likely, not even most likely, it hasn't been tested.
Yeah.
Right? It's probably got heavy metals in it. It's probably got pesticides in it. It's probably got all this fucked up shit in it, right? That can also make you feel some type of way.
Yeah.
On top of the THC. So clean product is tested. We're the highest tested product on the market. Over
Viola
pharmaceuticals.
or tested product?
Cannabis, period.
Oh, okay.
Right? We're number one.
Okay.
You know, even more than any food, any pharmaceuticals, cannabis is tested the most strictest, number one.
And that goes into, because I've been to a couple shops too.
Clean product matters.
What was that?
Clean product really matters.
Okay, so does that go like, for those out here that do smoke, is that anything that's in a licensed shop is going to be clean then?
Clean.
Okay.
Clean.
Okay.
From vapes, you know, that's why we're having that whole vape scare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's because people on the unlicensed market, I came from that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We didn't have both sides before. We only had one. People are trying to extend to make as much money as possible. So they're cutting, you know, actual oil with vitamin E, which is obviously not something you want to smoke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're pumping plants and like cultivators and growers are pumping plants with all kind of nutrients and pesticides, all kind of shit to make the plant bigger, to yield more, so they can sell more.
Yeah.
So none of that is used on the clean market. We can't use that.
Yeah.
You literally you do that, you lose your product. It doesn't test. It gets literally destroyed,
Blacklisted or whatever. Yeah.
destroyed.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get your product back after you test it. They'll take your whole harvest. Say you test 200 pounds and it doesn't pass. They take 200 pounds and they destroy it. You lose all your money. So clean product matters. You know what I mean? And it matters to us ingesting it and using it, because if we're using it for a purpose, it doesn't need to give us more health issues. It needs to help those issues.
Yeah, no, 100%, dude. Because, you know, I haven't been opposed to it. I'm
Dosing,
super
bro.
open.
Dosing's everything.
I was just like, holy shit. Because I remember coming to this guy and I was like, dude, like, I can't even function. Like,
I tell anyone that they're going to start with edibles, start with like 5 to 10 milligrams.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
5
crazy.
to 10 milligrams max. Let yourself go through that, because it takes time. Like your body digests differently. Like, if you don't feel it in 45 minutes, don't eat another one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? If you don't feel it in 2 hours, don't eat another one. Just go through the experience with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you want to get high, smoke some.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you really want to get it right away, smoke some.
Yeah, that's just, I was just like, dude, what the fuck,
Everyone's got a
bro?
bad trip, bro. I don't even use edibles, even though I know how to use them correctly. I still don't use them.
Yeah. that was another level right there.
I'm good off that.
So kind of sidestepping again in terms of like advice and stuff like you can give on a business perspective.
Yeah, man.
From, you know, the people listening in, whether it's, you know, this industry, a different industry, whatever the case may be, stuff that's like building blocks or some mentor that has something stood out to you that you could recommend.
Like, I guess just from like experience, you know, because now that I actually do have mentors and I do speak with people at a very high level of business, I wish I had that like years ago.
Yeah.
You know, but experience is the best teacher, right? So I guess not spreading yourself out too thin. If you got some good ideas, put one into motion and see where it goes. You know, like do all the research on it, you know, find all the information you need, ask questions, and then see it through. Whether seeing it through means 6 weeks or 2 years, see it through. But if you got 3 great ideas that you think are great and you try to see all 3 of them through, you're never really going to give all that time
100%
to one.
Yeah.
You know, the time when you can invest and time when you can put yourself is when you're stable. You know what I mean? Like you can't start 4 powerhouses. You had to start 1, right?
No, 100%.
Proof of concept, see what this thing does, you know, not even just from like operating, But from a financial standpoint, are we making money? Does this even make sense?
To do, yeah. Because a lot of people,
is it going to grow? Is it scalable?
Yeah, because a lot of people now, I feel like just because you own a business, I've said this on multiple podcasts. It's like because you're a business owner, all of a sudden they assume like you're making all kinds of money, but it's kind of not far and few, but it is out there to actually make a sustainable business. Make money, allowed to bring on employees and then scale to open up, dude, it's another level. It's
a round of applause.
Yeah.
Like I've watched you guys from the ground level, and you guys did it the right way. You know what I mean? I'm sure you guys had all your own roadblocks, that I don't know of, because I wasn't in the business, but I watched it grow, you know what I mean? But then when it grows, is it scalable?
Yeah. That's
and when I say scalable, can there be more? Can you take this to another level?
Franchising, things like that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Is it just money in your pocket, a little spare change, or is it scalable to the point where it's your career?
Yeah.
Right. So, and then I say go into things where you don't need investment.
Yeah.
Where your own hands and feet and your energy can make you money.
I like that too. I like that. Yeah.
I mean, what are you worth? I always say like my value add, even when I was on the other side of the industry, prior to Viola, I always said I was worth millions. I knew that for a fact. I knew my value add, as an individual was worth millions, right? So when you set that bar high like that, if that's what you think, and I have reasons why I thought my value add was worth millions, you're always going to chase your value add.
Yeah.
Now, so I'm not worth millions, but I'm in six figures.
Yeah.
So that's the next thing is millions.
Yeah.
But your value add is only a receptionist, and that's the only skill set that you can offer somebody.
Set those mental barriers and stuff like that.
That barrier is here, and it doesn't go anywhere. So I think building your own value add skill sets. If anyone, I can tell anyone, like go create a hell of skill sets, whether it's knowing how to do Microsoft, Excel, Photoshop. There's skill sets that you can create.
Yeah.
Technology is big. So like being able to know how to do that, know how to do like social digital marketing, at a very like basic level will help you understand the larger level, the higher level. So I think skill sets and then being able to put your own time and energy to make that happen. Because if you're just like, oh yeah, I want to start, dispensary. I want to get my own dispensary. You got $5 million? Right now, do you have $5 million? That's what it's going to take.
Yeah.
Say
like, no, well, I don't know who has
product, $5 million. Overhead, attorneys, licensing fees, rent, or getting
employees, insurance, all kinds of shit. Yeah. Conditional use permit. It's ridiculous.
I have $100,000.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah.
That's for the manager.
Yeah.
The manager needs to make 90 to 100.
Yeah.
So how do you even get the store?
And that's $5 million just to get started. Then you gotta have bankroll saved up for 6 months.
I threw that number out there.
Yeah.
It could be 2, 3. But what I'm saying is like, the way I started Euro Americ, with my brother, with my best friend, we did it with our own hands.
Yeah.
With our own little chump change that we had. We started printing shirts. That was Euro Americ was my senior year business management final.
Okay.
We printed shirts and we were a t-shirt company. We sold them bitches. We made money, put that money right back in.
Yeah.
But is it scalable? So at some point, we got like 3 years down the road. It was like, this ain't scalable.
Yeah.
We got in the jewelry. The jewelry scaled out a little more. Is that scalable? No. At some point, we needed investment money.
And what do you mean by scalable? Because like in terms of like that business that you didn't see yourself being able to scale it, or that
personally
industry?
Being able to scale.
Okay.
So at that point, it's like, oh man, we really need investment money.
Oh, okay.
How do we raise money? At that point, we're kids, man.
Yeah.
We could go take some like family's money.
Yeah.
And try. But we didn't have the business experience or knowledge to understand what projections were and where we were headed, what we're gonna need,
how volatile sales are gonna be, and stuff like
where
that.
we're gonna need. We can just say, we want to print X amount of shirts, or we want to make X amount of bracelets, and if we sell 100,000 bracelets, we're gonna make this much money.
Yeah.
Where's your distribution channels?
Yeah.
How are you gonna make these sales?
Yeah.
Who's buying this shit? You know what I mean? So, that's like when you start running into those kind of roadblocks and you're putting your time and energy in that and it's just not going any further, then you got to sit back and be like, all right, so how can I take it to the next step?
Yeah.
What do I need? What are my needs? Right? Is my needs capital? Is my needs more product? What is
manpower, whatever
it is, So take an idea, use it, use your own hands, your own knowledge, your own mind, your own skill sets, and then take it somewhere. You know what I mean?
That's a good one right there too. Last question, because I'm gonna have to bring you back, bro, for
No
sure.
worries. Let's do it.
But as far as routine goes, do you have a routine? Because a lot of the entrepreneurs that I've been talking with, they all have like their own little thing that they do in the morning, evening routine, whether it's family time, this, that, and the other.
My routine's changed a lot over the years. You know what I mean? Because of what I was involved in. You know, basketball, I would say that was probably the most disciplined I would ever been on a routine.
Okay.
You know, because when you got school and you got, you know, practice and all that, and you got training room, I was like military routine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was probably my most disciplined years was basketball. When you become an entrepreneur, that schedule isn't set for you. No one's telling you to show up at 8 o'clock or go to this class at this time or come to practice at this time. You got to set that for yourself. You got to set those expectations. You know what I mean? So I think that's where, you know, routine's the hardest thing to do. Literally two of my own, not only, but biggest goals for 2020 was all discipline and habits. Yeah. I mean, very broad. Disciplines, habits. New, stronger, whatever, but that's all my focus is routine. So I believe you know, I had a really hard time when I was in San Francisco. I moved up there. I was isolated. I was going through, you know, getting out of a relationship, you know what I mean? A long-term relationship. And my mental was everywhere. My physical was everywhere. And I just moved to a place that I'm not from, isolated for work. So there was a lot on my mind. But, you know, I had advice.
Hold on, pause you real quick. Hey, can you guys chill for like another 5 minutes? My bad, dude.
No, you're good.
This window where you came to, how long is this thing right now?
An hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
We can chop this up.
No, well, at least I want you to finish it up and then we'll cut it and I'll bring you back.
So that's when I really my personal growth started January 2019.
Okay.
That's when I really started looking like myself in the mirror, you know, and understanding why I do certain things, you know, and those things that I'm doing are either detrimental to what I'm doing and, you know, really getting in touch with my mental and my subconscious and, you know, what I'm feeding it, you know? So I really went from let's just break it down from waking up to going to sleep. You know what I mean? Meditation and journaling helped me a lot. Okay. You know what I mean? And that came from a mentor. That came from our president of our company. Okay. It was D, you need to meditate. You need to spend time to yourself, and it needs to be early because 8 o'clock comes out and it's ramp up stage. It's time to work. So I started getting up 5:30. You know, our CEO gets up at 3:45 every day.
Jeez. Damn.
Every day.
Yeah.
So he's hitting me at 4 a.m.
Hey, bro, where you at?
About sales, about this, about that. You know what I mean? So it got me up. You know what I mean? So 5:30. Just get
to bed.
Now.
Yeah.
Or then?
Now.
Now it's between 10 and 11.
Okay.
Then I was going to sleep at 9:30.
Ooh, okay.
You know, I was by myself. I was literally solo dolo. I mean, I had no friends out there. Just worked. So 9:30 I was out, you know, back then. And I was up 5:30. And really what helped me was just literally a glass of water in the morning, meditate for 10 minutes, pray for 10 minutes, a full page of journal. You know, and the journal could include, you know, my short-term goals for the day, what I'm trying to get done, just whatever's on my mind. You know, just get it out because the best thing to do is get everything out of your mind, ideas, thoughts, good or bad, get them out. You know, just don't keep them downloaded in here. You know, and then from there, I go up, walk the dog, come back down, bring them back up to the apartment, and then I would go do 45 minutes of some type of physical activity. Back then, I was not into lifting weights. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I would just go run outside. San Francisco's got hills and stuff. So I'd go run for 30 minutes, stretch at the house, shower, and I was
get ready to work.
Yep. Hot tea, little breakfast on the road, you know? And then at night, you know, really just not drinking alcohol. You know, I'm a huge, you know, wino. You know, I love wine. I love alcohol, period. So it was really just saying, hey, not gonna drink alcohol Monday through Thursday. Okay. Friday, Saturday's the weekend. Sunday goes into your work week. Yep. You know, and that was the easiest discipline when I did it by myself.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring you back, bro. I'm gonna cut this off right here.
I love it.
But I appreciate you having us. A lot of fucking good shit that we got to talk about, bro. But when you get another chance, maybe in the next couple of weeks or so, I'll get you back in here. Yes, sir. But you know, thanks again for Mayo. I know Anthony's not here, but this is episode 1 with this guy right here because we got a lot more questions. Yes. Thank you, bro.